Driving over the Coronado Bridge on the way to the Hotel del Coronado this past November was an experience in itself, one that felt like a slow cinematic reveal. As we left the busyness of downtown San Diego, the Coronado Bridge arched in front of us like a graceful invitation. The climb was slow and smooth, and as the car rose higher, the view opened up like a curtain lifting on a stage. The city skyline shimmered behind me, a mix of glass towers and sailboat masts. The bridge, with its graceful curve, rose steadily above the bay. There's a certain moment about halfway up where it feels like you're floating, suspended between sky and sea. The water below sparkled in the winter light, dotted with Navy ships, sailboats, and the occasional ferry cutting through the calm. The higher you climb, the more Coronado comes into view. First, just a stretch of land in the distance. Getting there was more than just a drive. It was part of the experience, and crossing the Coronado Bridge felt like the beginning of something magical. Once you start descending, the island opens up with quiet streets lined with palms and native kept homes. Within minutes, you are stepping out of your car and the ocean breeze greeting you like an old friend. I love how the bays sparkle in the morning light, dotted with sailboats and navy ships. Behind me, the skyline faded, and in front of me, Coronado came into focus. First, as a sliver of land, then the rooftops, and finally the iconic red tower of the Hotel del Coronado breaking through the trees like a castle by the sea. There's something about arriving at a historic seaside resort during the holidays that immediately puts you in a different frame of mind. Time slows down. The salty air blends with the scent of pine garlands. The entire property feels so festive. The Dell, as locals affectionately call it, sits right on the edge of Coronado Island like a giant sand castle deep in charm. Even before stepping inside, the atmosphere feels festive. Twinkling lights wrapped around palm trees, wreaths hanging from balconies, and that grand Victorian architecture looking especially proud against the winter sky. The moment we walked through the doors, we were greeted by a towering Christmas tree in the lobby, its ornaments catching the morning light and casting delicate reflections on the polished floors. Even though it was November, the weather was so perfect that we found ourselves walking by the beach barefoot. Visiting the Hotel del Coronado for the first time in November was an unforgettable experience. The air was cool and crisp, perfect for long walks along the beach, just steps from the hotel. The Dell's iconic red roofs and historic charm immediately captured our attention, and we were enchanted by how beautifully it blended old world elegance with the laid back spirit of the coast. One of the highlights was the ice skating rink set up right by the ocean. Skating on a t-shirt while watching the Pacific is not something I'll see every day.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
We really enjoy spending the day there, relaxing by the ocean and enjoying a cozy lunch. It was the perfect mix of romance, history, and the seaside calm, and a trip we'll always treasure.
Genevieve, I think this is pretty awesome. They call remember they did that at the each place you stopped and listen.
Oh.
Pacific?